Hello and welcome to TalkBack, the show where we ask tough, compelling questions from tough, compelling people. Imran Khan, welcome back to TalkBack. Loose talk. Your perception about the Army's perception, as recorded, November 18, 2009, in the Dawn. Quote, "The Army is losing public support due to the military operation and killing of innocent people." This is in the war, which is supposed to be called the war on terror. You call it the war of terror. Point taken. We'll get to that in a second. However, just around the time you came out with this statement, the IRI poll was published in which the Pak Army had grabbed the top slot for people's support while the National Assembly came in second. 89% of Pakistanis, and this poll was taken by the IRI, by the International Republican Institute. 4,900 people across the country were interviewed, 66% from rural areas, 34% from urban areas. After the Swat operation, 89% in support of the army. Yet Imran Khan is saying the army is losing public support. Once again, an example of Imran Khan and his views not resounding, not reflecting what the country is thinking.
Well,
documented by poll.
For the first, it's important to realize I do not base my opinions on opinion polls. I base my opinion on what I think is the right thing to do for Pakistan. These are temporary phenomena. And there's no doubt that what was going on in Swat, there was a great deal of public anger against those barbarians, what they were doing. But my point is, overall, I will always speak out against military operations. They are never the solution. If you have this whole anger against Swat and people back the army action, does not mean that the army actions are the solution to Pakistan's problem. And the reason is simple, and I'll give you statistics. We have had army action since 2004. And since 2006, when first time we heard of Taliban in Pakistan, since then, terrorism and extremism has gone up 4%.
Quadrupled, yeah.
And doubled since 2007.
Agreed.
So what is that proving? Are these working? And it's the same trend in Afghanistan.
I want to concentrate on just the polling for a second, right? I'm going to move on to that. How do you feel about the fact, just sticking to this poll and your recent statements about what is now your new warpath with Nawaz Sharif, about his dual policy? You were just on TV the other night saying that Nawaz has a dual policy. On the one hand, he's got this sort of calm and quiet demeanor regarding the Americans personally, and then his, you call them his ministers, they're not technically his ministers, but the top brass of the PMLN goes out on TV every night and blasts everybody, including the Americans. So it's sort of like an interesting dichotomy the PMLN is adopting. My question is that this guy was with you guys, the APDM, right? Left you guys high and dry, went ahead and contested the elections, won Punjab, right? Fortress Punjab, as they call it, and is holding it, is holding the fort down, for whatever reasons. That's a whole other debate. How does that make you feel about the man?
No, look, I mean, what is the job of someone who's in politics? You should be critical of people when they're not doing their duty. In his case, he's the opposition leader. My criticism of Nawaz Sharif is this. The country is facing the greatest crisis ever in our history. A common man is facing unprecedented inflation, unemployment, lawlessness, terrorism. Parents are scared to send their children to school because they don't know what's going to happen. And on top of it, we have complete loss of sovereignty. We have black water roaming around, mercenaries roaming around in this country.
You haven't answered my question about Nawaz.
So I'm answering the question. So his job, and then massive corruption cases, starting from steel mill onwards. Now what should he be doing? He should be coming out in public and condemning the government for all that is going on. What is happening? He is being soft on the government on the ground, saying that he's going to save the system. That's my objection against him. The role of the opposition is not to save the system. When you criticize, when you play your role as an opposition, you strengthen the democratic system. When you speak out against corrupt people and you ask for their accountability, you protect the democratic system. When you, in the case of Nawaz Sharif, his party initiated all the cases against Asif Zardari. All these cases, corruption cases, were initiated in his time. How is he now becoming buddy-buddy with Zardari and Zardari is praying for Nawaz Sharif and him? Why are they protecting each other?
All right, hold it right there. We're talking to Imran Khan. You cannot miss this show. Keep it right here at TalkBack.